about the Ravens is they've played every good team, it seems like, in the NFL. They've played the Eagles, they've played the Chiefs, they've played the Bills. Like, they have been tested. They're not sneaking into these playoffs whatsoever. They are going in knowing that they can hang with anyone.
Lamar Jackson, listen, he's got to figure out how to beat the Steelers. But this I think they're a better team. They just haven't played consistently like it.
When would this become in vogue? Nah, I'm good. I ain't going to the game.
That's what I mean. But at the end of the day, you have Patrick Mahomes and you have these three cats right here: Burrow, Allen, Lamar.
Yeah.
The standard for all of them: win a Super Bowl. That is it.
There are normal weeks in football in the long NFL season, but then there's Steelers weeks. Feels a little different, doesn't it? Feels a lot different. These hated rivals, they've had our number the last couple of years, I'm not going to lie. A lot of those games Lamar has sat out, or we've ended up beating ourselves, right? Wasn't for that missed field goal a couple weeks ago, things would have been a little different. But the problem is they haven't changed. They've always been defensive minded, and the way that Tomlin wants to coach, he wants you to make the mistakes. He's good keeping it close. He wants you to make the mistakes, and that's his mentality, right? So, huge week, huge game on Saturday. Are the Ravens going to show up? That's the number one question
this season around the league. So give me the team that has as many weapons as anyone else in the NFL this season,
if they are used.
And maybe one of the most dynamic at the quarterback position. That's a recipe for success. I think that's a team that just come January too, when you have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, that can translate to any stadium in the NFL.
But Mike, they lost to Gardner Minshew at home. That counts as more than one scoring loss.
See?
Well, I mean, they did. They lost to Gardner Minshew at home. I'm with him, though. I think the Ravens are a really good football team. And there's another team we haven't seen the best of. You know, they came out of the bye and they were concerned about the offense. Oh, Lamar didn't run enough. His mom told him that. They blew out the Giants. I think defensively is where we had major concerns about them. We don't have those concerns as much anymore. I think they're getting better on the back end. They had some coverage lapses early in the season. Much improved over there.
Much improved, but do we really want to set that bar against the teams that we've played? We haven't played, offensive juggernauts yet. We did at the beginning of the year, and that's why our statistics were as low as they were. So going up against the Steelers, they're not an offensive juggernaut. Going against the Giants, again, is that skewed the wrong way?
Lamar Jackson, listen, he's got to figure out how to beat the Steelers. But I think they're a better team. They just haven't played consistently like it. Well, I would not be shocked.
Let me give you the numbers, okay? There may not be a bigger game than the one the Steelers and Ravens play this Saturday. With a win, the Steelers officially clinch the division. If the Ravens win, the two teams would be tied with 2 games left, and their chances to win the division would essentially be a toss-up.
The media is acting like the loser of this game is going to make the playoffs. We're both going to make the playoffs, right? But this game is going to dictate who has home field advantage.
I'm going to say the thing that I think most fans think, and let's hear what you guys, how just you would respond. I think most fans think, well, the Ravens are just a better team, right? They haven't always played like it. The Steelers have Tomlined their way to an unbelievably good record, and the Ravens have had some surprising hiccups. But at the end of the day, the Ravens are the better team, right? Is that the right? If people say that, are they right?
I think that they may have a tough matchup with the Steelers, but yeah, the Ravens' ceiling is higher. The team that you feel more comfortable about getting hot and winning enough playoff games to win a championship is the one with the quarterback that's having one of the best seasons that we've had all time. Yeah. Their defense isn't as good, but they're good at stopping the run. They have issues, but that's a team that we look at and think, oh, they could beat anybody. When you look at the Steelers, you're like, it could be some people. Yeah. They can't beat anybody.
They have to play at their absolute best week in and week out.
Yep, this goes back to what I've been saying all year long. Every one of our losses have been self-inflicted. We've been the better team for most of that period, right? This team just implodes on itself, and that's why we don't win the games we are supposed to win. Last year was our year. You can't take that away. Last year was our year. Everything went right. From scheduling, from having that first round bye, to having barely any injuries. It's not an optimal situation. We've lost 5 games, but we saw that start last week, and I think we're going to go on a roll. We're going to win this game against the Steelers, and then we're going to win the game against the Texans, and then we're going to finish strong against the Browns. We're going to go 3-0. We're going to win the division, and now we're going to take care of business, get back to the playoffs, get back to where we wanted to be, redeem ourselves from last year, and show that we belong. Show what we're capable of, right? Let's go.